Midweek baseball from Jacksonville. Welcome to Harmon Stadium as number 8th ranked Florida State in town, facing the Ospreys of North Florida. Glad you're with us here at Dusty Rhodes Field. It's ESPN Plus. Up here in the booth, Noah Schlicks up alongside Richard Miller for both these teams coming off series wins this weekend. Florida State pretty impressive in the sweep over Notre Dame, and then the Ospreys take 2 of 3 over Stetson.
Yeah, both these teams have done a nice job to start conference play. Florida State currently sitting 4th in the ACC. UNF atop the ASUN. Both of these teams looking very different than the first time they saw each other in February. Going to be a big-time test, though, for the Ospreys tonight.
Oh, I'm excited as we'll take a look. We've got our impact players here, Noah, and we'll start with Florida State, a youngster with local ties.
How about the local kid out of St. Augustine, Brody DeLamalier, on Sunday, mashed against the school he was originally committed to, Notre Dame, going 2 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs. And by the way, he's played 2 other ballparks here in Jacksonville during his collegiate career. Five-Star Ballpark downtown, then over there at JU, he's homered at both of them.
Oh, maybe try and make it a third here tonight. For the Ospreys, we'll see Boone Hosey.
How about Boone Hosey, another hometown kid, but just on the other side of things, out of Tallahassee. Boone Hosey doubled against Florida State when they faced earlier this year, and coming off of a nice series against Stetson. Great opposite field power. We'll see if he puts that on display tonight, as he did at FSU.
For Hosey, 26-game on-base streak right now. Harmon Stadium, Florida State, North Florida, coming up next year on ESPN Plus. Harmon Stadium is buzzing tonight with Florida State in town. We take you out to the mound right now for the Ospreys. We'll see their senior starter this evening, Clay Hendry. What's his scouting report, Noah?
Hendry, a sinker baller, sinker slider, changeup, and curveball is the repertoire for Hendry. That sinker got some arm side run. They want to be aggressive today with him, while also not making mistakes while you're ahead in the count. That's something that's come back to bite Hendry this season. Pitched 22 innings, struck out 25, 10 walks allowed, a whip at 177, and a record at 1-3. They're hoping to get about 3 innings out of him today, but he can go longer if he's on.
Oh, good to know. For Hendry, we saw him most recently against Stetson. That was on Sunday, an inning of work, gave up a hit, did strike out 1 in that 7-3 loss. You were telling me as well that they may have changed a few things with his mechanics?
Yeah, they made some mechanical adjustments to his load, and they want him to work a little bit differently how he uses his backside while pitching. They've also changed a little bit the way they call pitches when he's on the mound, making some adjustments to some of those struggles early on in the season.
Oh, good to know. And then we'll see for Florida State, we take you inside their dugout, the batting order tonight. It'll be Dowd, Williams, and Carnes at the top. As his family here in town, we saw them decked out in his jerseys. Down and to our left, and he gets a start at DH.
Yeah, two local guys in the lineup, Carnes and DeLamielleure. About the same look as they've been having against Notre Dame this past weekend. DeLamielleure does slide into the starting nine, though, in right field after his terrific game off the bench on Sunday.
Oh, that was so impressive. Head coach is Link Jarrett, already his 4th season at the helm. So we'll get started here for the Noles, who have won 4 straight games. And it'll be Dowd to start things off. Here against Hendry. And swings on the first one into center field. It'll be a base knock from the get-go. 1 pitch and 1 hit for Dowd and Seminoles.
Well, they know that Hendry's not going to want to fall behind to these hitters at the top of the order, so why not be aggressive at the top of the count? Braden Dowd jumping on that first pitch, knocks it in the outfield for a base hit. Been phenomenal this year for Florida State.
Oh, that he has. Right now, with that hit, 16 games in a row he's been on base. Here's Chase Williams. Gets to start tonight over in left field as he has himself a 9-game hit streak.
Williams had himself an incredible weekend against Notre Dame. 6 for 10, 5 runs scored, an RBI. Also swiped 5 bases, 4 coming on Saturday.
Oh, that was crazy. I had to double check when I was looking through that box score. Here's Hendry. Lays down the bunt. Pitcher comes to get it. Fields his position. And you'll see for the Noles as Dowd heads over to second base.
Well, normally on a sac bunt, it's not that close of a play, but with the speed of Chase Williams, he put pressure on Hendry to field his position. Throw a little bit offline, but a nice grab by Toberman, who gets the start at first.
And we see defensively for the Ospreys, Ordonez will be the catcher for this one, and we've seen more and more. The Ospreys very comfortable in what they have in their lineup.
That they are. They've settled in with this starting 9 as the season's gone on. The main changes you'll see consistently are just that rotation of Ordonez and Boone Hosey behind the plate.
All right, here is Hunter Carnes, a DH from Jacksonville, played at First Coast High School. First meeting had 2 hits and 2 runs against the Ospreys. Here, this one to short, and the play by Farner. And the Ospreys get some great work. Well, we've talked about Matthew Farner throughout the season and what he's done this year, and just a top 50 shortstop, and also won an award last night at the Aussies.
Newcomer of the year, the male newcomer of the year here at UNF, and not only has he been fantastic with the bat, but he's made some web gems like that one at shortstop. Nice pick with the backhand and a tough throw across the diamond to get Carnes.
Here's Shmela.
Definitely a lot of garnet and gold here, but UNF faithful is also shown out tonight. And they love that play from Farner for out number 2.
Shmela, the catcher, had a triple on Sunday. Really strong series against the Fighting Irish with 5 hits and 6 runs batted in. He's been on an RBI tear the last 4 games.
There's a reason Shmela's in that cleanup role. Trying to do some cleaning up here with a runner in scoring position.
There's Hendry. Just gets fouled off for 1 and 2. Florida State this year against Atlantic Sun teams are 5-0. Last Tuesday it was a win over Stetson, a final of 9-2. Shmela. Stay alive right here.
Shmela, 2 runs batted in a 1-for-4 effort on Sunday. It was actually Notre Dame that struck first in 2 of the 3 games in that weekend series. Florida State having to work a little bit from behind, but when this offense gets going, they make crooked numbers look easy.
That they do. Here's Hendry. Shmela. And called for a ball, 2-2. How close was it?
That was in the strike zone, Richard, according to the track man. That's definitely one that Schmela catching a break on.
Home plate umpire tonight, Shannon Jernigan. For a 2-2, Schmela. And he works it full. Leadoff single by Braden Dowd, one pitch and one knock into center. Sack bunt by Williams to move him over. Hunter Carnes a ground out to short. 3-2 incoming. For Florida State's catcher. And did he go? They check over at first, and Vic Carell says yes, he did, as Schmela goes down. So one hit there, stranded at second for the Seminoles. We move to the home half of the first. We'll see Collins, Farner, and Gomez after this quick timeout. Take out to the mound here for Florida State. They'll throw a freshman for this midweek. What's the scouting report on this young man?
Manny Latigua got a fastball in the low 90s, curveball and a slider in the low to mid 80s, and that changeup going to sit around 84 to 86. Haven't seen too much of Latigua this year, the freshman out of Delray Beach and St. John Paul, the second high school. His last appearance came against Georgia Tech. Third of an inning, no hits, no runs, one strikeout. Did walk two. Latigua across 2 2/3 this season. Struck out 5 while walking 4. His ERA 3.37, but that whip up above 2. He has not gone more than 1 inning this season, so we'll see if they can get 2 or 3 out of him before handing it over to the bullpen.
Yeah, that'd be nice to get that from this young man, as you see his numbers right there. And the start tonight here in Jacksonville at Harmon Stadium. A lot of garnet and gold here on the First Coast. And for North Florida, we see their batting order presented by Mayo Clinic. Collins, Farner, and Gomez there at the top, followed by Hosey, White, and Benjamin.
Yeah, this is the type of game where your stars are going to have to be stars. Matthew Farner led off the first contest with Florida State with a home run. He bats second tonight. Boone Hosey going to be big in the cleanup role, but can't sleep on 6 through 9 in the order. Benjamin through Buchanan. They're going to need some production and a balanced lineup in this one because, frankly, you're not going to win a pitcher's duel with Florida State. They're going to need some offensive production.
Absolutely. And like we saw it over the weekend against Stetson for North Florida, they need to be a little more aggressive in some of those counts. I felt like they got caught looking way too often.
Yeah, and this is a team that prides themselves on being aggressive inside the strike zone. A lot of times you'd see them taking with 2 strikes on pitches you just can't take. Don't leave it up to the umpire. Be ready to swing. And that's something they're preaching going into this one.
Here is Collins, the second baseman. 12 multi-hit games this year. This will be to Fraser at short. And some good work there from Florida State. They get the ground ball out. For Collins, still having a tougher time. We saw on Sunday 0 for 5, but he's had a lot of ground outs recently.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a slump, and we'll see if he can turn it around. He didn't see Florida State back in February. That was the first game he missed, I believe, with injury.
And here it is defensively for Florida State, as we talked about it, but they're finding a lot more consistency in this lineup and not as many surprises as we saw, especially with that injury to Miles Bailey. They're sticking with this. Here's Farner, swings on the first one. and it'll be out of play.
Yeah, and you've seen this offense starting to catch its rhythm. Scored more than 6 runs each of its last 4 games. A great performance this weekend against Notre Dame. Chase Williams has stepped up in a big way for them, and they're getting a lot of production just out of that outfield in general.
Here's Farner. UNF male newcomer of the year. That Florida State game over in Tallahassee, 2 for 4, a homer. Sunday, that game against the Hatters, 1 for 4.
One thing to be noted, though, for Florida State, no John Stutzer tonight. Not sure if that's due to catching a cleat in Sunday's game, having to exit early, so we're not sure if it's just a rest, riding the hot hand with DeLamielleure, or if that's an injury.
I was really looking forward to seeing that young man. He's put up some impressive games this year. It's 1-2 for Farner, the shortstop. Farner, as this one will be back and at the warning track, and the snag there is Dowd. Plays it all the way in left center.
Matthew Farner needed about 1 more foot on that baseball to get it out of here. That's about as close as you can come to a home run without hitting one. Farner looked like he had enough to me, but Dowd playing it all the way, reaching up to the top of the wall and making the catch. Much to the delight of that fan right behind the outfield. I believe they pulled up a truck.
They did. That's great. Farner, 10 home runs on the year. Fly out all the way to the wall. Here's Gio Gomez.
Yeah, if you remember, he hit that leadoff home run against Florida State. That might have been the only game he's hit leadoff this year.
I believe it is, yeah.
He led off that one with a bomb to left and nearly again in the first inning.
Gomez, a right fielder. 0 for 2 against Florida State over in Tallahassee. Did muster a walk, but in midweek games, he's been pretty consistent. 6 hits with 6 walks.
Yeah, and Gomez at the same time, he's a different player now than what Florida State saw. He's really come on as the season's progressed.
It's a 1-1 pitch. Gomez will take right there. You've seen, I mean, just his at-bats, almost all of them have been quality. He's not swinging at bad pitches.
He's just comfortable right now. He's seeing the ball very well. He's making good contact, and you can tell he's just settled in and adjusted to the speed of Division I baseball.
Lantigua here, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Gio Gomez last week against FAMU went 2 for 4. Hitter's count for Gomez. And he'll pop this one up over to the left side. And the left fielder is Williams, calls off his shortstop. So 1-2-3 frame for Florida State there. They take down Collins, Farner, and Gomez. A couple of pop-ups and a near home run. We'll return 5, 6, and 7. Top of the second for Florida State. They'll be up to bat.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida, from the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasts in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12-member institutions provide every collegiate experience, from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Second inning starting right up here. Florida State, North Florida. We saw the Seminoles with the hit in that first inning. It was Braden Dowd off his bat. 1 pitch right at 6:05. DeLamielleure, Fraser, and Fisher will be the 3 bats that we see at the very least for Florida State, riding a 4-game win streak.
More than a capacity crowd here today at UNF, some general admission being sold. This is my first year here at UNF baseball, Richard, so I'm not sure the last time the crowd here was this big.
Well, it was anytime it's Florida State, anytime it's Florida, this is going to be standing room only.
It's a great night in the Cook corner.
Oh, yeah. And Mr. Cook, who had the big donation, he threw out tonight's first pitch. Say it was a strike.
Caught the outside corner.
Yeah. So you see right here, the sophomore from St. Augustine, played at Bartram Trail High School. Facing Hendry. This one chopped over to third as the Ospreys there. They'll make it routine as you see Drew Buchanan.
Well, Hendry responded very nicely to that leadoff single from Dowd in the first, retired the next three men in order. If you're UNF, you would have liked to maybe back them up with some offense in the first inning, as they've been good about striking early in games. Had scored in the first inning in 2 of the 3 games this past weekend. Gets a quick ground out there, and we'll see if Hendry can keep it rolling.
See Florida State shortstop here, as he has been on a tear too. This young man, he starts and he gets on base.
You can see the numbers there for Frazier. Been a very impressive season for him.
6 hits in that Notre Dame series.
Everyone was eating there for Florida State against Link Jarrett's former side, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Frazier, 1-1. He'll move away for a second ball.
Yeah, Frazier across 52 plate appearances, getting on base at the 435 mark. Hitting 346.
A quality game last Tuesday against Stetson, 1 for 3 with a walk. Foul that one off to even things at 2. Fisher on deck for Florida State. I'd say all in all, the Ospreys have to be pleased with what they've seen from Hendry this evening.
Yeah, it's been a nice start, and now just trying to keep it rolling, obviously, early in this game, and still a long ways to go, but they said their goal was to get 3 out of him. He's looking like a guy that could easily give you 3 or 4.
There's Hendry. Second payoff pitch. And that'll be another one on a 3-2, a couple of strikeouts. And Florida State all dismayed right there, but Clay Hendry, he got Shamela earlier, and now Gabe Frazier.
Hendry, his second strikeout already. Attacks going outside, gets the swing from Frazier. Two up, 2 down to start the second.
Here's Cal Fisher. Fisher will see a strike to begin. 5 hits in that series against Notre Dame. He had a pair in both games 1 and 2. 5 hits this year against ASUN opponents.
Had some good swings against Notre Dame in that series. Seemed like he was pulling the ball with some power.
Junior from Wisconsin. Here with the 1-1 count. 2 outs on the board. Hendry gets him swinging again.
Yeah, Fisher had snapped an 0 for 10 streak going into that Notre Dame series.
1-2, fights it off.
Picked up 5 hits against the Irish, and that'd be a big bat to get going into the month of May for Florida State.
Another start for him over at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Hendry. And this one well struck. This one off the bat, but at the warning track over in the left. for Sean Benjamin. So Hendry and the Ospreys keep rolling a 1-2-3 frame, including a strikeout against Gabe Frazier there in the second. We'll move on to the home half of the second. Hosey, White, and Benjamin after this quick break. We're here still in the second inning, and the Ospreys celebrating some conference championships won just over the weekend. Women's golf and women's tennis both getting those this weekend. Very impressive, as right now tennis is still the only undefeated program in the country. They're 25-0.
Not too shabby there, Richard, making some noise going into the NCAA tournament. One trophy down, a couple more to go.
Oh, yeah, very impressive. And this pitcher's been really good so far. Retired those first three batters very quickly.
Yeah, some loud contact from Matthew Farner. But outside of that, a quiet inning. 1-2-3. Boone Hosey going to try to light a spark in this game as the last 9 batters across these two teams all retired in order.
There's Hosey, the DH. His on-base streak began at Florida State. Currently, it's 26 in a row. He had 5 hits in that series over the weekend against Stetson. Most recently, a homer against the Hatters.
Yeah, Hosey probably the most patient hitter on this UNF team. He'll work the count. Not afraid of getting into a 2-strike count. And has a great approach as well.
37 hits this year for Hosey. Hitting .339. As this one behind the plate and into the stands.
I love the murmur from everyone in the stands out here as that one. A little bit of excitement. Now, do they get to keep the baseball is the question.
They should. It didn't hit anybody, did it?
No, everyone was fine. It hit the bleachers. Back on the field, though, we got a 2-1.
Swing by Hosey, 2-2.
It is funny how a foul ball can get the crowd going like that. It's a little quiet in here.
As this one ripped over in the left for a base knock, the Ospreys with their first base runner. And with that, Boone Hosey hit number 38 on the season.
Well, there you go. The Tallahassee kid doing some damage against the Garnet and Gold. Had a double against them in Tallahassee and rips a single into left field. He's a catcher in the DH spot today, but he does have some good speed. We'll see if they try anything on Schmela.
There's Carter White now batting, 1 for 4 at FSU with the run scored. And he'll send this into center for another base knock, 1 pitch and a hit right there, and the Ospreys have gone back-to-back.
Well, there you go. Back-to-back singles to lead off the second inning, and now see if you can get a run home. Sean Benjamin had a nice series against Stetson, a big double. That put the Ospreys on top and led to a win in that series.
Benjamin last night taking an award at the Aussies, the UNF ceremony, who is the male freshman of the year. Showing bunt there, and that's into the stands.
There's two very different reactions to a foul ball. You're either dodging, covering your head, or you're going all out for it.
It's that little boy down there in the flat bill was able to get it.
I think I saw someone reaching out trying to catch it in the beer cup.
Lays this one down, it'll roll foul.
Good speed on that bunt, but goes foul, and now you wonder with 2 strikes if they try for another or if they let Benjamin swing away.
As we've got the dog barking once again. The UNF baseball team, they were doing that barking too last night at the awards ceremony.
They picked that up against Queens earlier this year, and
Benjamin.
It's caught on.
Swing, stay alive here in this at-bat. For the Ospreys, too, I know you talked to their head coach, Joe Mercadante, but did he talk about leaving runners on base? They had 7 on Sunday, 10 on Saturday.
Yeah, it's just strikeouts at inopportune times. They got to have productive outs at the very least. This one right here.
Antigua, that'll be ball 1.
Yeah, and that should have been a strike at the bottom of the zone. Benjamin took a chance with that take and rewarded by Jernigan behind the plate.
Sean Benjamin fouls it off, and we'll keep going. The pit very active tonight with all the UNF donors.
It is going to be interesting. You can see him getting Benjamin to chase the slider outside. Obviously different stuff than what you see in the A-Sun. Now this UNF batting order did a great job in Tallahassee.
Benjamin fouls that one off again. This one will roll down over to Cook Corner for Williams.
The Ospreys in that game worked a lot of walks. 8 to be exact. 9 hits, 9 runs.
Go 1 and 2 again for Benjamin. Scored a couple of runs at Florida State. And this one will be over to right field. The Lamalier. And the Ospreys will send, and sliding in, and some good work. There is the Ospreys making first and third as Hosey moves over.
Lamalier showing off a cannon and right. Throw just a bit off the mark. Hosey, I thought he nabbed him after he released that one. Fisher had to come off the bag, and that one nearly got him.
Now you talk to, even though he's a catcher, DH, Hosey does have that speed. Here's the first baseman, Jackson Toberman.
And there is a productive out from UNF. Advances Hosey 90 feet. Base hit will score him. Last thing you can do here is ground into a double play.
Toberman, he's had his struggles as of late, but does have 8 hits during these midweek games.
Seems like he's been pressing a little bit, swinging at pitches that aren't good pitches to hit. Got to stay within himself here and get back to the Jackson Toberman we saw a few weeks ago. Call back to JU in the series he had against the rival Dolphins. At his best, he's one of the best hitters in this lineup.
Or 1-1, he'll swing and miss again.
And that has been the problem for Toberman this year, is expanding the strike zone and swinging it. The breaking ball out. I'd stick with it if I were Lantigua on the mound.
Or 1-2. And Toberman just getting some of that right there. Schmela behind the plate as a catcher.
I think that was a slider that he just left hanging middle, and I think it caught Toberman off guard. 81 miles an hour, middle, and a 1-2 count. Not something you expect to see coming, but
1-2 again. And the Noles will get the strikeout. That's our first of the evening as Toberman gets fanned.
well, they got him to chase that breaking ball outside of the zone 3 times that at bat.
And here comes Ordonez, the catcher who was a redshirt at Florida State back in 2023.
Wouldn't it feel nice for him to drive in a run here against his former side?
Ordonez, he's been consistent in these midweek games. Did not play last week against Florida A&M, just a game of rest, but he's been on base in 6 of the 7.
That breaking ball is eating these Ospreys hitters up.
Ordonez, he takes off the plate. North Florida started this inning back-to-back singles. First Hosey, then White.
If I'm Lantigua, I'm going to try to maybe run that fastball in a little bit and then go back to that breaking ball, expand outside.
Ordonez, this one popped up. It'll be Putnam, the first baseman, who makes a nice play in front of the pit. So the Ospreys get a pair of base knocks, but they leave them stranded at first and third. We'll take a timeout and return here shortly. Inning number 3 for 8-9-1 for Florida State as we stay scoreless. Clay Henry's still out there for North Florida, as we've seen this young man for the 3rd time over the last 8 days. We saw him in the midweek last week against Florida A&M, went 2 2/3, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. So far tonight, Noah, it's just been not much. I mean, really, it's been that first pitch, and then everything else has been pretty decent.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job getting soft contact and working well. He's holding his own against the number 8 team in the country.
As you see, I mean, just all the activity. This has been a lot of fun to see here on the campus.
Got a Travis Achan jersey in the corner.
Right, Achan Jr. We'll move to the bottom here. 8-9-1 for Florida State to start this third. Eli Putnam, the first baseman.
I love the other day the Jaguars back in the building for the first time for the 2026 season. They asked Trevor Lawrence about that. He said, I've known the guy for 8 years. He never told me that.
Oh, man. Here's the senior. This is a big bat right here in the lineup. Made that great play to end the last frame. The first baseman had homers against Notre Dame in both games 1 and 2. Seven homers on the year here for Clay Hendry. Count 1 and 2.
Yeah, you got to imagine the pressure, too, that Putnam's facing, trying to step in at first base for a guy like Miles Bailey, not just offensively, but defensively, what he does for that team.
2 and 2 now for Putnam. On the year, 7 home runs. We'll see Carter McCulley bat after him, and then Braden Dowd back to the top. Putnam has this one to short for Farner, Matthew Farner. Another time tonight with a ground ball. We saw it earlier in the first against Hunter Carnes.
Well, good work from Hendry. Now retired 7 straight Seminoles. I can't stress how important it is to get Putnam and McCauley here before the guys up top who can really do some damage.
So bunt right here. Ordonez catching for the Ospreys too. And, you know, a good sign. You want to see Hendry as that other option too for the weekend. I mean, a big series coming up down south for a team that you ended up sweeping.
Yeah, against FGCU, and this is a UNF team that right now, that third starter on the weekend is a role that's up for grabs right now after some struggles from Trevor Nicholas, and Hendry trying to show that he could be the guy that can step up. And UNF is going to need either Nicholas to get back into that form he was in a few weeks ago, or someone to step up. You don't want to be light at starting pitcher in the postseason.
No, you do not. 1-2, the count moves after that swing and miss for McCauley in the first meeting, 0 for 4, but did score a run that came after a walk.
That's really the only thing pitching-wise that UNF I feel like is missing right now. That bullpen has been lights out.
McCauley, good job staying off of it. We've seen previous strikeouts by Shmela and Frazier. For 2-2, incoming. Hendry, the pitch. This one, Farner dives out underneath them. It's a base knock, the first one since Dowd had the single to center.
Yeah, just goes out, catches that one, middle of the zone, back up the middle for a base hit. That's what you're supposed to do with that pitch. Just attack, and now gets it back to the top of the order with a man aboard. And
hit number 14 this year for Carter McCauley. So here's Dowd.
McCauley, we saw him try to lay down a bunt. It's 1 for 1 on stolen bases this year. We'll see if Link Jarrett wants to try to get a man into scoring position through the steal. Though Ordonez has been solid behind the plate against base runners this year.
Dowd will see strike one. Already more pitches in this at-bat than he had in the first inning. Was there a pattern of pitchers tonight for North Florida? I know you had mentioned earlier maybe 5 is what they're looking at total.
Yeah, they didn't say specifically who they expect to throw, but I'd imagine just about anyone in that bullpen's available.
First pitch strike, and then back-to-back balls here from Hendry.
Only one who may not be available is Kai Atuaru after throwing 2 1/3 on Sunday, but most guys are there for UNF.
2-1, they'll keep an eye on the base runner after McCauley's single. There's 2-1. Braden Dowd. Fouled off. That'll be right over towards softball. Has the night off.
Let's see if he can go back to that sinker and try to get him to chase something outside the strike zone. He's like going down and away.
A 2-2 pitch. This one over to first. And it'll be just foul there. Jackson Toberman playing first base.
Might have been good for the Ospreys that was called foul, because it looked like Toberman was having some trouble with that one. I think it would have been too late to make a play at second. McCauley looked like he was just about there. That might have ended up being a disaster for UNF.
And we've seen that from time to time. Throw it wide of the bag, and before you know it, it could be 1-0. Hendry, a 2-2. Ordonez still watching McCauley.
Yeah, you can't do that there. That was in the zone. You got to frame that and get the call with 2 strikes. And I was in the zone now. 3-2.
Third full count for the Seminoles tonight. On the payoff. This one's sent over to left. And this one is going to go off of Cook Corner as it's played by Benjamin. And the bobble there on the throw, Farner, it hit his glove, and Florida State will strike first as McCulley gets the first run of the evening.
How about this piece of opposite field hitting from Braden Down? That one a little bit over the fat part of the plate. He rips it the other way down the left field line. They might have been able to get McCulley if it was a good transfer from Farner. Just popped out of the glove. I think the throw was a little bit high.
Two at-bats and 2 hits tonight for Braden Dowd. Gets another double this year. That's his team high 10th. There's Chase Williams. One pitch sends it to center for Carter White. Looking to make the play at second, and he does. North Florida gets the double play there to get out of the inning. Noah, let's take one more look.
I don't know what was going on here. I think Dowd thought this one was going to be down and then just way too late to get back. Big mistake on the base paths to end the inning, but one run does come home for FSU.
An osprey in the wild can migrate 160,000 miles in its lifetime. We humans don't fly like that, but soaring is still in our nature. That's why we converge at the University of North Florida. North is a crossing between bright skies and brighter futures, knowing wherever you go from here, you'll soar. Onward, upward, toward your true north.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
New pitcher coming in for Florida State. As we'll move along, take you out to the mound, it'll be the senior in the righty arm from Ohio. It'll be Gabe Nard.
Gabe Nard coming in for FSU. Taking a look at him, 5'11", out of Ohio. Got an ERA at 10, whip at 2.11 this year. 9 innings pitched. No decisions for Nard this year. 7 strikeouts to 6 walks. Opponents hitting .333 against him. Nard going to sit about 90 to 93 with the fastball, slider 81 to 83. Righties hitting .450 against him this season. Really just fastball, slider against righties, and then against lefties we'll mix in that changeup a little bit more.
So we'll see him against North Florida here in this third inning. It'll be at 9-1-2. For the Ospreys, third baseman Drew Buchanan will start things off. Last week at about this time, he had a home run against Florida A&M. We've seen him starting more and more consistently over the last 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and you can see him become more comfortable with each rep he gets. He has seemed a little out of control in the batter's box to start the season, chasing a lot. He's been putting up some better at-bats lately.
So Nard starts off and a strike very quickly.
How about Latigua, though, coming in and gives FSU exactly what they needed to start this game. 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs.
As this one, Buchanan, it'll be struck and over to left field for Williams. Doesn't have to move a ton. And that fly ball out.
And not a bad piece of contact there for Buchanan, just right at Williams in left field. Now back to the top of the order, trying to get something going.
Try to get it going for Collins. Did not play in the meeting over in Tallahassee. Coming off a tough weekend against the Hatters, but he does have 12 multi-hit games this season. Good table setter. Collins hitting .311. Only had just one hit in that Stetson series.
Yeah, and you mentioned the quality of contact hasn't been great lately from Collins. A lot more on the ground, less line drives.
And you pointed it out, I think maybe Saturday, that seemed like he was almost like tilting back some.
Yeah, his weight shift right now is weird and seems to be kind of falling back as he swings towards first base.
But there's no denying he's maybe the biggest reason North Florida has made this stretch of winning series after series in ASUN play.
That he is, and if they want to keep it going, he's going to be a big part of that.
Farner's behind him. Gabe Nard just coming in to pitch. Has pitched 3 other times against ASUN schools this year. We did not see him in that first meeting against North Florida, but he's pitched once against Stetson, twice against JU.
Try to get him to chase down low there with the breaking ball. See if he challenges him 3-2.
Collins. This one cut off by the third baseman. There's Fisher and makes a nice play there for 2 up and 2 down.
Collins runs well, so not an easy play for Cal Fisher. Was already shifted over towards shortstop against Collins. Didn't have to go too far to get to that ball. Able to get there, make the throw across the diamond in time to get him.
And here's Matthew Farner with definitely the most exciting walk-up music of anybody.
I think I even see a few Florida State fans clapping along with it.
It's hard not to. He had that deep fly ball. As Dowd caught it just right at the wall. Farner has been walking quite a bit as of late. Bat wasn't super warm this weekend against Stetson.
Kind of in a mini slump right now. He's been on a couple different stretches, though, this season where it seems like every single game he's hitting a home run.
A 1-2 pitch. Two and two, just a gorgeous night here in Jacksonville. Farner will have a full count, and that's now back-to-back Ospreys.
Well, there are 2 outs. I wouldn't give Farner something too good to hit right here.
And strikes him out. A 1-2-3 frame as Gabe Nard gets a K here in the third. A quick third.
What a pitch right here from Nard. Runs that fastball inside. Generates a swing and miss in a 1-2-3 inning.
So the Ospreys will go to a new arm here as we begin this fourth inning. Florida State in town, 8th ranked, and the Ospreys will call in number 32, the junior lefty, Joseph Domino.
Domino, big guy out there on the mound out of Jersey, 6'5", 235. Allentown High School, Mercer County Community College. Domino coming off of his last appearance a week ago against FAMU, 2 1/3, 1 hit, no runs. Struck out 2, well, walking 1, has gone on a couple good runs this year. Had a nice appearance against FGCU and Presbyterian. Got a solid fastball, good breaking stuff, and faces a tough part of the order, though. 3 through 5, Carnes, Schmela, and Delamalier got his work cut out for him here in the 4th inning.
Domino looked really good against Florida A&M last week as he pitched 2 1/3. That one hit was a double, but just very consistent 1 week ago. Against Hunter Carnes.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Domino is making sure that you don't put yourself in trouble. He's walked 12 batters in 11 1/3. Can't issue that many free passes, especially against Florida State.
For Carnes, played at First Coast High School. There's Domino.
Carnes had a great performance the first time he saw UNF this year.
The DH 0 for 1 tonight with a ground out. He'll go chasing as that just breaks. And Domino with a strikeout against Carnes.
Not easy to go up against Hunter Carnes and strike him out on 3 pitches. Brand new into the game. Domino gets him to chase the breaking ball down low. Makes Carnes look silly there for out number 1.
Schmela here, who struck out his first time up. That ended the first frame. Facing Domino. All right, one of Domino's best outings this year. It was that FGCU game where he had 4 strikeouts over 2 frames pitched. This one gets away from him.
Yeah, he's really only been roughed up 2 times this year. That was at Alabama and at JU. And again, it's when he's issuing those free passes that he gets into trouble.
For the 1-1, Schmela. This one over to third as the Ospreys make it routine there for Drew Buchanan.
Now batting at 2, right fielder number 23.
Opponent's only hitting 154 against Domino this year. He's a very tough guy to hit. You can see that early on. He's looked very good to start things off out of the bullpen. Gets the strikeout and the ground out.
Maybe see 2 out of him tonight because we didn't see him over the weekend against Stetson.
Yeah, he's a guy that, well, I guess they're trying to get to the 6th inning with Hendry and Domino and then get it off to guys like John Costa, Brandon Adams, Devin Diggs.
Makes sense. Here's Brody Delamalier, the right fielder. He's our impact player for this one, coming off a great game Sunday against Notre Dame.
He's got great opposite field power. Seems like whenever I see a Brody Delamalier home run, it's to right field. Phenomenal in Jacksonville during his collegiate career. He came into this one, he's made 4 appearances in Jacksonville, 333 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs.
As this one will be to Collins, the second baseman, and a ground ball there. So Joseph Domino makes great work. Back-to-back ground ball outs, 3 pitches and a strikeout against Hunter Carnes, and retires 2 local products in Florida State's order. We'll move to the home half of the 4th coming up. It'll be Gomez, Posey, and Carter White. Kids are having a great time here at Harmon Stadium, as I feel like every kid who plays baseball in Jacksonville is here tonight.
As they should be. Got a bunch of local talent out on the field. They're up next. Think of all the local guys that have produced for UNF and Florida State over the years. One for both of the sides, Alex Lodice. It's great to see really all around the state of Florida. I know Florida State fans don't like the school in Gainesville very much, but we're seeing some other local guys there that are performing well, and Aiden King. And then for FSU, Hunter Carnes, a local guy, leads the team in batting average. Brody DeLamiere has come in, provided sparks. And then for this Ospreys team, how about Sean Benjamin, the freshman out of Fernandina Beach? It's been huge this year. The starter today out of Middleburg.
Yeah, that's a lot of local ties. Here's Gio Gomez, starting right fielder for the Ospreys. We saw him fly out to shallow left back in the first inning. As we start this fourth, Florida State, they scored their run in that third inning. 3 hits for the Noles, 2 for the Ospreys.
Going to be some battles for foul balls out in the turf.
Oh, for sure.
Normally it's just, 2 or 3 guys running after it. No, all the kids out in full force today.
This young man, Gabe Nard, he has looked sharp so far. We saw him in the last inning, 1, 2, 3. It only took him 15 pitches.
That's a well-placed pitch right there. Just a bit off the plate. Great take by Gomez, but yeah, Nard has been really good coming out of the pen.
And he'll get himself a strikeout. That's his second. Earlier he fanned Matthew Farner.
Really impressive movement that he's getting on these pitches. Catches Gomez out on his front foot here, leaning forward at that breaking ball in the zone.
And you're really not going to see that a ton in ASUN play. You're going to see that against Power 4 teams.
It's a good look for UNF. This is a team that has been the best team in the ASUN this year. At this point of the season, the expectation is to see one of these Power 4 teams after the ASUN tournament. They got this rep here against Florida State. They'll travel to Gainesville to face Florida in a couple of weeks. This is a great opportunity to see how you guys stack up against these teams right now.
This is Boone Hosey. Had the leadoff single in the second inning. So they went back-to-back singles, Hosey and Carter White. Hosey with 6 hits over his last 3+ games. The 0-2.
Nice job by Hosey to check up on that swing. Had 17 inches of vertical break on that pitch.
Wow. 1-2. Hosey will strike out looking. Back-to-back Ks this inning, 3 straight for Gabe Nard.
That's a fastball with 22 inches of horizontal break right there. Just pure filth from Gabe Nard. No shot for Boone Hosey.
That movement, you mentioned it earlier to start this inning, and it is so noticeable. Here's Carter White. Nard jumping out ahead. Retired all 5 he's seen. Carter White, 1 single tonight.
And something that really hurt Florida State pitchers against UNF was just they weren't throwing strikes. They have not walked a batter yet in this one. If you're throwing in the zone against UNF, you don't see this type of stuff from more than a couple guys in the Atlantic Sun Conference. If you're going on the attack, it's going to be a really tough night for the Osprey bats.
So here's Nard. Looking for another strikeout on the 1-2. White very consistent in these midweek games. 9 hits so far, 1 tonight, 3 last week against Florida A&M to go with 6 runs batted in. And almost framed up there instead of full count for White. Nard delivers on the payoff.
Well, you gave him the breaking ball right there. See if you run that fastball in there and mix up those speeds. Blow it by him.
For 3-2. White, this one over to left. As Williams underneath it, waits for it, and another 1-2-3 inning as Gabe Nard has retired all 6 Ospreys that he has seen. Will take a timeout and return. Knowles due up. They lead 1-0, and Noah Schlicksup will take over play-by-play here on ESPN+.
I'm Justin Willman. Sorry. As a magician, it's my job to make you believe that what you're seeing is real. Hey, do you want to see something cool? Sure. What the? How'd you do that? That's amazing. Or is it just an illusion? Only one way to find out. Try it for yourself.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
The Sunshine State is showing off tonight. That's a baseball sky if I've ever seen one right there, Richard. Beautiful night for baseball here at UNF, and I don't think many had this one tabbed as a pitcher's duel coming into it, but that's been the case through 4 innings.
Oh, I tell you what, it's starting to feel like Friday night Stetson in North Florida.
That it does. Here's a stat to watch, though. UNF, they're 21-4 when scoring 4 or more runs, 2-12 when being held to 3 or less. Right now, looking like it could be a little tough to reach that 4-run mark for UNF tonight.
Well, you can see it by the face of head coach Joe Mercadante. Some of that frustration so far. His team's been held to 2 hits.
6 through 8 due up for Florida State in the top of the 5th inning. Gabe Frazier up to the plate. The shortstop struck out his first time up and takes one low for a ball. How about Joseph Domino, though, coming out of the bullpen, tossing a 1-2-3 in the 4th.
Oh, you couldn't ask for much more. So quick, 9 pitches.
The 1-0. Showing bunt, getting it down is Frazier, charging Farner, bare hands, and not going to be able to corral it. A bunt single for Gabe Frazier. It looks like he caught that Osprey defense off guard.
Well, it's something we talked about with Frazier. His first time up, he did strike out, but he has now been on base in all 16 games that he's started. He has just found a way to get on.
The Tampa Bay Rays would be proud. Leadoff bunt single in the top of the 5th inning brings up Cal Fisher. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. Made good contact with it, though.
Fourth hit tonight for Florida State. You feel like this could pad that lead some, especially getting that lead man on.
The Florida State fans in attendance making some noise. The 1-0 to Fisher. On a line down the left field line for a base hit. Frazier coming around second. He's chugging for third, gonna be held up, and it will be a double for Cal Fisher. The Noles in business in the top of the 5th inning. Runners on second and third, nobody out.
Well, completely different. They got a really good look at Joseph Domino. You see this great piece of hitting by Fisher. He's now the 3rd Nole with 8 doubles on the year, and that's just a well-struck baseball.
That it was. Hard off the bat. Buchanan unable to get up and make the catch at third. Now Eli Putnam with an RBI opportunity, but not before Parker Bangs will meet with his man Domino on the mound.
Now, it makes sense. You give up back-to-back hits to Florida State, a top 10 team. You check on number 32, see what's going on, because now you're starting to see the bottom of the order make some noise. And Fisher, he's been hitting the ball well all season.
Yeah, and this is a spot where FSU, they probably smell blood in the water right now. You got 8, 9 in the top of the order coming up. This has the makings of a really big inning potentially.
But it feels a little bit too like what we saw on Sunday for North Florida, that 5th inning, 3 runs scored by the Hatters. Feeling a little bit like that for North Florida, that has not been as aggressive in the batter's box.
Yeah, and you go back to the 2nd inning. First 2 men aboard to lead off the inning. That's going to be big looking back at this game, as you can see up in the bullpen Jeremiah Stewart moving for UNF. The freshman did appear against Florida State the first time around. Runners on second and third. Nobody out for Eli Putnam. First pitch to him is a ball, 1-0. The first baseman grounded out to short his first time up. That should get a run home here. Domino fires. Missing low again, 2-0. And Richard, maybe some nerves from Domino, as we haven't seen a miss like that back-to-back yet.
Oh, absolutely, especially you've got a crowd like this. This is out of the norm.
Almost like an away game at home. The kick and the pitch. Varner dives, throws to first, makes the play. A run does come home, however. Gabe Frazier from third. The ground out will get the job done. Eli Putnam makes it 2-0 Florida State.
That's just good teamwork right here as you see this well struck again. One hop, the slide. Farner, how good is he to make that play right there? But Frazier does score, and it's 2-0 Florida State. You could just start to feel this starting to build.
And now Parker Bangs making a second slow walk to the mound, and that is going to do it for Joe Domino. So a runner on second, 1 out. Florida State already with 1 run in the top of the 5th. Enter Stewart when we come back on ESPN+. Jeremiah Stewart, the new pitcher for UNF, freshman coming out of the bullpen, enters with a runner in scoring position. Richard, what's the report on him?
We'll take a look at Stewart here, a confident freshman, 6'2", a little over 200 pounds. As Stewart, you're going to see that change of pace, 86-88. He's got a great sinker, good changeup, and he'll mix in the slider. just a really good arm. And kind of, Noah, like we saw with Joseph Domino, we didn't see him this past weekend against Stetson. So get him some work. Get ready for FGCU and a huge series down in Fort Myers coming up this weekend.
No doubt, and good reps here for Stewart, a guy that has earned the trust of this UNF coaching staff, a guy that just does what the coaches ask of him.
Absolutely. I mean, you're very fortunate. You've got Stewart, you have Devin Diggs as a late inning guy, but this is going to be a handful here for Stewart.
He is not allowed an earned run in each of his last 3 appearances. Got roughed up a bit at his appearance at Florida State. Carter McCauley at the plate. First pitch swinging, fouls one back for strike 1. It's Cal Fisher who stands on second. He had the double. Gabe Frazier scored on a ground out a moment ago from Eli Putnam. 1 run home in the top of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Florida State.
And for the Noles, they're getting some quality work here from McCauley. He's got 3 hits over his last 4 games. Looked really good those first 2 against the Fighting Irish.
Swings and fouls one away, down 0-2. Had that single and a run scored in the 3rd. He set up Braden Dowd, who on deck already with 2 hits.
He's having a great night. 16 straight games he's been on base.
Stewart's 0-2. Misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the second baseman.
Noah, you made that trip out to Tallahassee. How did Stewart look over at Florida State?
Stewart got roughed up a little bit. Gave up 3 runs on 2 hits. The issue there was the most walks he's issued all year. He's been great limiting the free pass since then. He walked 3 batters in that game, has walked 3 since the rest of the season. One ball, 2 strikes. Up and in for ball 2. McCauley, the senior out of Pensacola, transferred in from Pensacola State College, stands 6'5", 201. Not often you see that from a second baseman. The 2-2. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not, according to Vic Carell. The UNF fans in attendance not very pleased with that call. The counts run full, 3-2. Here's Stewart. Another foul ball, and McCauley staying alive.
4th full count for Florida State tonight. One of those was a double by Dowd. The other 2 have been strikeouts.
A look back towards second. The kick and the pitch. Another foul ball from McCauley. You feel like with each pitch he fouls off, the more pressure builds on Jeremiah Stewart.
Oh, no doubt at all. As this is a big spot for Stewart. And McCauley playing some great ball right now.
The payoff. Rung him up on the outside corner. A big strikeout there from Jeremiah Stewart. Paints the black at 87.
And that's just a tough one to take right there for Carter McCauley. You see this from Jeremiah Stewart. I mean, just such confidence. Like you said, feels like a road game here in Jacksonville, and he gets a K.
That's a big strikeout from the freshman. Now 2 outs, a runner on second for Braden Dowd. RBI double his last time up. He takes ball 1, down and in. Dowd singled in the first. Drove in a run in the 3rd. The 1-0. Misses away.
Dowd right now tied for the team lead with 38 hits.
Takes ball 3. And you get the sense, Richard, that UNF pitching around the leadoff man.
Oh, it definitely has that feel of an intentional walk of sorts. Dowd's just so good.
3-0. Finds the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike on Braden Dowd.
And you've got to include, too, his catch out at the wall to steal extra bases from Farner.
Been the MVP of the game so far. The 3-1 misses high, and for the 3rd time tonight, Braden Dowd has reached base. And he moves the line forward to Chase Williams.
Well, no, you talked about that in the open, that matchup over in Tallahassee. Free passes were really the glaring issue for the Noles.
Yes, they were, and for both of these teams in that first midweek matchup, a lot of walks issued. A good take there from Dowd, and just the second walk Stewart has issued in the month of April.
That's wild.
Williams takes down low, and one thing Stewart's got to be careful of here is falling behind to these hitters at the top of the order.
The arms are very active right now in the Ospreys bullpen.
Looks like John Costa throwing for the Ospreys. The 1-0. Chopper towards second. Collins can't field the hop. Everyone is safe, and the bases are loaded for the Jacksonville kid himself, Hunter Carnes.
Oh, we've seen it recently. Some of the hops, there have been a couple of throws by Collins in the field that he has not looked at his sharpest the last few weeks.
Definitely one there where it looked like he was going for the force at second and just couldn't handle the hop. Carnes is 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch. Outside for a ball. Big moment in this game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, still a 2-run ball game. Top of the 5th inning. Stewart to the plate, misses down and away. Could be some action on this next pitch. 2-0, bases loaded. Carnes probably going to get a good pitch to hit.
I'd say so, especially following that strikeout on 3 pitches to Domino. He's got some revenge in this bat.
Here's the pitch. Clips the outside part of the zone for strike 1. Carnes leads this Florida State team in batting average. Here's the 2-1. On the ground to third, Buchanan fields, and he's going to apply the tag on Braden Dowd to end the inning. Jeremiah Stewart, the freshman, comes in and strands the bases loaded. 1 run home for Florida State in the 5th. It's 2-0 Seminoles. New pitcher on for Florida State, Cole Stokes. He's got an electric arm, Richard. With him, it's about finding the strike zone.
I'm a little selfish. I was hoping to see more of Gabe Nard after what we saw from him. He was so much fun over these last couple of frames. We saw him strike out 3, just very consistent over his 2 innings of work.
Yeah, Nard and Lantigua doing a nice job for the Seminoles, bringing it to the 5th inning. And you saw this part of the order come up for the Ospreys. Benjamin threw Buchanan and couldn't get the job done with 2 runners aboard back in the 2nd. As you take a look at the measurables there for Stokes, a guy that transferred in from Oregon, can run that fastball up to 100, sits around 95 to 99.
Now it helps. North Florida's seen him before. It was he only got 1 out, but he did give up 3 runs, 1 earned. Had some wild pitches, 2 of them a hit batter, so maybe a chance here for 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, the key against Stokes, you got to be patient. That's what UNF did. They got a lot of base runners via the free pass, advanced them on wild pitches. But he gets Benjamin to swing at 1 up and in for strike 1. 2nd pitch. Into the zone at 97, 0-2.
Here's the one to start it. He's a freshman of the year for the Aussies.
The 0-2 swung on and missed, and Stokes gets him on 3 pitches.
Stokes here just electric against Benjamin. One of the best freshmen right now in the Atlantic Sun.
Strikeouts have not been the issue for Stokes. He's now got 20 across 14 innings of work. The Seminoles have not issued a free pass yet tonight. As Toberman into the box, takes inside for ball 1.
For Toberman, you'd like to see a really good at-bat here, try and bounce back a little bit. Went 1 for 3 at Florida State. Just put something decent together here in this plate appearance.
Goes chasing outside in the left-handed batter's box, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Inside with the fastball at 96. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, this is a look of, I don't think you're going to see anybody in the A-Sun this big. 6'6", close to 230, 235.
Takes strike 2. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one. I know there's been a couple I've seen over the past couple years, but it's a rare breed.
I mean, maybe that tall, but not that hefty.
It's a 2-2 swung on and missed outside the strike zone. 2 up, 2 down to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
Just electric stuff right there from Cole Stokes. I mean, picks up where Gabe Nard left off, and I mean, it's just from one arm to the next.
Brings up Ordonez. We'll see if he can turn this around for the Ospreys, who've now had 10 in a row set down.
I think the goal
Make
here
that 11.
for Ordonez, you want a long at bat, try and get some pitches here, because he's been walking a lot recently.
Goes chasing down low. 0-2 count. The wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Cole Stokes strikes out the side in the 5th inning.
Another strikeout. 1, 2, 3 for Stokes, as the Noles have fanned 6 Ospreys over the last 3 innings. We'll take a break and return as the Noles lead 2-0.
Top of the 6th inning now at Dusty Rhodes Field and Harmon Stadium. Jeremiah Stewart, after an impressive 5th inning, coming out of the bullpen and limiting the damage, will face the heart of the order here in the 6th.
And here's a big challenge right now for Stewart, but you got to love that first batter struck out McCulley as his first batter coming in.
The catcher, Nathan Schmela, at the plate. The wind and the first pitch is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Schmela, DeLamiere, Frazier due up for the Seminoles. Stewart ahead 0-2. Great pitch there at the bottom of the strike zone.
Against two, just a scary batter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. It's not going to stay like that for too long in most games.
Runs that one inside for ball 1. Well, he may be a scary batter, but Stewart has been showing no fear. The 1-2. Blooped out into shallow right, coming over. Collins makes the catch for out number 1.
Really nice play right there is Collins. We saw the tough play on that Williams hard hit ball, tried to get the force out at second. So good recovery there for number 3.
Brings up DeLamiere. Pair of groundouts for him thus far. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Good job. You said it too, that Stewart just fearless, and we keep seeing it every batter.
The wind in the 0-1. In for strike 2. Two-strike pitch. Close, but doesn't get the call.
Ordonez doing a nice job trying to place that just right.
The 1-2. Down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brody DeLamiere. The 2-2 offering. Chopper back up the middle. Farner's got it. Throw on to first. Takes Toberman off the bag. And DeLamiere is aboard on the error.
That's a tough one for Farner, who's played short so well. We've seen 3 assists tonight that have looked really routine, and that one's going to sting.
That was probably the easiest play he's had tonight, and that's the one he doesn't make. As you can see, Toberman just pulled off, tried to reach back and apply the tag, but DeLamiere aboard with 1 out. Runner on first for Gabe Frazier, reached on the bunt single last time up. First pitch missing low, 1-0.
That was just a great bunt single. We saw his last at bat.
Pickoff move, and back in time is DeLamiere. DeLamiere was a high school teammate of Alex Lodis, who starred here at UNF before transferring to Florida State after his freshman year.
Oh, that was one of the best freshman years, I think, for any sport, was by Lodis.
Both out of Bartram Trail High School, about a half hour south of here. So you can see Frazier taking a moment as the home plate umpire, Shannon Jernigan, puts his mask back on, and we're ready for the 2-0. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 3. That one got away from Stewart. Gonna have to battle now, down 3-0 in the count.
Well, it's tough too. I mean, you have such a good at bat against Delamalier and the error, so you're trying to get that out of your head.
Here's the 3-0. Misses for ball 4. Now trouble brewing as runners on first and second, just one out. And it brings up Cal Fisher. Ripped a double his last time up. And Parker Bangs is going to make a call to the pen. Big spot, 2 on, 1 out, top of the 6th. Ospreys trying to stay within striking distance. Stewart exits after a solid showing out of the pen. And we'll meet the new pitcher when we return on ESPN+. John Costa coming out of the bullpen, yet another local product into the game. The senior out of Bishop Kenny. And Richard, how big has he been lately for the UNF Ospreys?
Oh, he has been so enjoyable to watch. Again, we've talked about the success of this team this year, and the Ospreys, they've relied upon the consistency of the bullpen. You know, Jeremiah Stewart, it's tough. You give 4 pitches and a walk, but that's after an error that a lot of the times Farner's going to make that 99 out of 100 times. So you bring in Costa, who we feel like more than anybody out of the pen.
Yeah, Costa has been reliable, to say the least, this year for UNF. Came into a tough spot on Saturday against the Hatters. Entered with a runner on third, nobody out. No, a runner on second, nobody out. Got a strikeout, ground out, strikeout to get out of the inning and keep it at a tie ball game. Costa, redshirt senior.
And like you mentioned too, I mean, just a cool example of a local kid, now a key component of this ASUN team. And hey, who knows, there's probably a John Costa somewhere down there in that corner somewhere. Well, we're going to see in 15 years playing on this field.
Costa with runners on first and second, 1 out. It's 2-0 Florida State in the top of the 6th. Cal Fisher at the plate. First pitch swinging, boops one out into shallow center. That ball is down. Delamalier being held up at third, and the bases are loaded.
Well, Cal Fisher, I mean, just picking up where he left off in those first two games against Notre Dame. 5 hits in the series, and he's got a pair tonight.
And Fisher just continues to rake for the Seminoles. Now, Eli Putnam did drive in a run his last time up on a ground out. He's grounded twice to short. That could get UNF out of the inning here. Costa's first to Putnam. Chopper foul down the third base line. You can see about 4 rows of standing room only behind the backstop. It's the 0-1. Down and away. Nice job by Ordonez to keep that one from getting to the backstop.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely scores one, but Putnam, you've got to respect him in every regard. 7 home runs this year.
Set at the chest. Costa to the plate. Fly ball to center field. Carter White comes in, makes the catch in right center, throwing to third, and everyone is going to be safe. A run comes home on the sac fly. Putnam brings in DeLamelier, and it's 3-0 Florida State.
Just kind of picking up where they left off in that last inning. You see that tag right there for the local product, and 23 comes in to pad that lead some, where they're just starting to string things together. And this is why Florida State is a top 10 program.
Runners on second and third for Carter McCauley, 1 for 2, with a single and a strikeout. First pitch swinging, taps it foul to the UNF dugout. Costa missing for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and 2 runners in scoring position for the Seminoles.
But you still feel like McCauley, too, a revenge opportunity for him here after striking out against Stewart.
The 1-1. Fastball by him, up and in. Costa 1 strike away from getting out of this. What do you think we see here from Costa?
Oh, I'd say keep him off the plate. You got to respect McCauley, because I think he's having a really nice night tonight. A single earlier back in the third.
The 1-2. Got him swinging below the zone. And that strands 2 in scoring position. John Costa gets the sacked fly and a strikeout coming out of the bullpen. But another run home for the Seminoles. It's 3-0 going into the bottom of the 6th.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Let's go! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Football time!
Set the tone. Kyle, tie your shoes, Yeah, good job. Woo! Yeah!
Grab a Pepsi Wild Cherry and get wild.
Jake Eccles into the game, a junior, 6'4", 185, out of Orlando and Polk State College. He relieves Cole Stokes in the bottom of the 6th inning. Richard, the Ospreys right here need to make something happen against Eccles and Florida State. The pitchers have done a solid job keeping them within striking distance, but it feels like 9-1-2 coming up. It's about the part of the order where UNF's got to get something rolling.
Oh, for sure. In Florida State, their pitchers have retired 12 straight North Florida batters. We've seen 5 strikeouts over the last 2 frames, 3 straight to retire the side in the 5th, and 9-1-2. Buchanan made really good contact on that fly ball, so expect something from him here. 1 week ago, he had a home run against Florida A&M, but then you'd like to see Collins and Farner put in some quality at-bats.
Drew Buchanan, as Richard mentioned, flew out to left his last time up. The Ospreys have had their last 12 put down in order. They had those 2 leadoff singles back-to-back in the bottom of the second inning. Outside of that, nothing for UNF. Eccles to the plate. Fastball high for ball 1.
I think like Mercadante told you to begin this game about a couple hours ago, try and be very aggressive here.
Runs in and catches a piece of Buchanan, so a leadoff base runner for the Ospreys in the 6th inning.
Absolutely. Take it for the Ospreys right there and just run down to first. And he's a third base runner tonight, but first since the Ospreys had White back in the 2nd.
Buchanan catches that one right on the bicep, I think. And now it's time for the top of the order to step up for UNF. Mitchell Collins at the plate. First pitch swinging, hits a fly ball to right center field. Backtracking towards the wall, that ball, one hopper off the wall. Buchanan on his horse to third. He is in. A double for Mitchell Collins. And the Ospreys in business.
Well, much needed base hit right there from Collins, who's had some struggles as of late. Sunday was a tough day for him, but great contact and super aggressive.
That's about as well of a ball we've seen hit from Mitchell Collins all year. He's not a big power guy. He nearly sent that out of here, and now you can feel the energy flowing into this place as Matthew Farner steps up, a guy who can tie this thing with one swing of the bat.
That he can, leads his team in home runs. And 2, it was an issue for Eccles. He hit a couple of batters 1 week ago against Stetson, so that was an issue there, and it immediately stings from the get-go, and he's allowed the first 2 on.
Collins on second, Buchanan on third. And I'll bring up Matthew Farner. Nearly went deep back in the first, came about a foot short in center field. Struck out his last time up. And you can feel this Osprey crowd ready to explode.
And he had the big home run in Tallahassee, too.
The first pitch from Eccles. Down and away for a ball. And you wonder if Farner's going to get anything to hit here.
I think you got to give him something. Because, I mean, like you said, one swing and he's got another home run.
The 1-0. About 3/4 of a swing. Not going to matter. That was a strike anyways. 1 ball, 1 strike on Matthew Farner. The shortstop transferred in. Has been the lead bat for this Osprey team this season. The 1-1. High in the air, down the right field line, foul ground, and that one's going to get out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Farner transferred in from Northwest Florida State College, where really you look at any of the previous spots he's been, his numbers haven't come close to what he's done this year, but he retooled his swing, added some confidence, and as you said, top 50 shortstop this season. The 1-2 pitch, up and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matthew Farner.
Oh, he's so electric, and he's been able to walk so much as of late, too, that this is going to be a big player come A-Sun tourney time.
One of the best in the A-Sun. Takes ball 3. Great take there from Farner. Counts full. And he's a guy who is rose to the occasion multiple times this season. Can he do it again? The 3-2. Swung on and skied to right. Coming over and making the catch is Williams. Runner's tag. Throw goes to third. Out at third is Mitchell Collins. A run scores, and we'll take another look at this one at third. It is 3-1. Heads up from Williams to throw to third. Collins has got to slide there. If he slides, he's safe. That's close, but I think that one's going to stand.
That's just a great job by Williams.
Collins is sticking at third, as I think the Ospreys are challenging this one. And you talk about a big moment in this game. This could be the difference between a 3-2 game and a 3-1 game after this inning.
Oh, for sure. And this is why we have it. We'll check on this right here. And this is just exciting, too. How fired up were the Noles after that play?
And you could see Brad Wilkerson, the third base coach, immediately animated. Collins has got to get down there.
We'll just get a same angle look at this as it's under review.
As we take another look at this, slowed down a little bit. Did he have that foot on the bag when the tag was applied? It does not appear that he did. This one's probably going to stand.
I think he got him by a half step.
And a huge mistake on the base paths.
That one's going to sting as Williams in center. Sheffield takes over now on left. Just so deflating right there, Noah, for a North Florida team that those first two batters, you're thinking, okay, we got this. Now, yes, you do get a run, but man, that's a gut punch.
That was their opportunity to really get back in this game, and that run is big, but game-changing play right there. As out come our umpires, it'll be Vic Carell who signals Collins is out at third.
You could just tell by how quickly they came back out. Not much time at all, and they confirmed that.
At the same time, though, credit Williams heads up in center field to throw that one to third. The right play all the way, and now 2 outs, bases empty for Gialdry Gomez. And we'll see if Gio can get some momentum back for UNF.
Well, this is for the Ospreys. This is where you need that dugout that we've seen throughout conference play. Fire you up and say, come on, everybody, we're on the same page. Let's just take it one at-bat at a time.
I actually had a meeting about that dugout after. It's definitely not the same dugout we saw early this season. As Gomez is plunked. That brings up Boone Hosey.
Well, we said again for Jake Eccles, 2 hit batters last week against Stetson and already 2 here tonight.
And just like that, the tying run back up to the plate in Boone Hosey. As I was saying about that dugout, they had a players-only meeting. And basically, they said, you're either all in or you're all out. And ever since that point, this team's come alive, not just in the dugout, but on the field. As a slow walk out to the mound from Schmela, buying a little extra time for the guys in the pen, and I imagine we're going to see Micah Posey come out. We saw this move a few times when UNF traveled to Florida State. Get a few extra pitches, and then Posey going to walk out and make the change. Is my prediction. There it is.
And you feel like you have to, especially after 2 hit batters over the last 4. You give up the double to Collins, who, you're not always going to see that much power from him. So I think it's time to go to the bullpen and make a change.
So the night will come to an end for Jake Eccles. Or still nothing from the pen.
My biggest thing is you've got Boone Hosey who's coming up. He's 1 for 2, had the Ospreys' first hit of the night, and he's been your most consistent batter. He just finds a way to get on. And they're going to make the call right there, Noah.
So officially, a call to the bullpen. And we'll meet the new pitcher when we come back. Bottom of the 6th, tying run coming up to the plate. 2 outs when we come back. Cade O'Leary, the new pitcher for the Seminoles, enters with a runner on first, 2 outs, 1 run home for the Ospreys in the bottom of the 6th inning. Richard, what's the report here on the sophomore?
Well, really for O'Leary, it's no walks, no wild pitches. We saw it with Eccles, hit batters twice last week against Stetson. He did it tonight twice. So really just try and stay in the zone. I mean, yes, even if Hosey gets on, not a huge deal, but try and limit that power. And you've got a chance to strike him out, too. O'Leary, a very consistent pitcher.
O'Leary did struggle against UNF in his appearance against them, went 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 3 walks, and a strikeout. And as you mentioned with O'Leary, it's about finding the strike zone. And Boone Hosey, maybe the hottest bat on this Osprey team, stepping up to the plate.
Now, O'Leary did have 3 strikeouts against Notre Dame on Sunday, so if you're a Noles fan, you want to see more flashes of that, but definitely the biggest challenge right here.
Hosey, a guy who grew up going to Seminole baseball games. He was not a Florida State fan, but a Georgia fan, mainly for football from his dad. Trying to do something big against a team he watched growing up. 0-1 the count. O'Leary comes set and delivers. Hosey chases down low, and it's 0-2.
Starting to feel a little bit like Nard with all that movement that we saw when he was in.
O'Leary in control, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Runner's going, and there will be no throw to second. Gomez aggressive, seeing that one spiked in the dirt. Schmela couldn't gain control of it fast enough to make a play, and now a runner in scoring position. 1-2 the count on Hosey. The 2-strike pitch misses. 2-2. That ball was off the plate according to TrackMan. That ball was a strike according to the Seminole fans in attendance. The 2-2. Thought about it, didn't go. And the count has run full on Boone Hosey. Carter White looming on deck.
That's the fear with O'Leary, that you end up walking a guy or two.
Here's the payoff. Right down Broadway. Cade O'Leary steps up with a man in scoring position and strands him out of the pen.
Huge K. You strike out Hosey, the Ospreys' most consistent batter. Here at Harmon Stadium, Richard Miller and Noah Schlicksup. Wow, what a shot right there, Noah. Thank you so much to Ben working. I think he's out and straightaway center. Top of the 7th, Knowles lead 3-1 as these arms from Florida State keeping the Ospreys to just 3 hits.
And there was a big opportunity for UNF in the 6th, but that base running mistake from Mitchell Collins and then the strikeout looking at a pitch that was very hittable from Boone Hosey. 2 big mistakes. UNF unable to really capitalize. They do get 1 run home, though, and we've seen crazier things happen than a 2-run comeback. This game still well within reach of UNF, especially with their top bullpen arms now in the game.
Well, it's something we talked about over the weekend against Stetson, that North Florida playing really well in low-scoring affairs against the Hatters. Maybe that replicates itself here tonight.
Well, you're going to need 3 runs. And listen, you go back to the last time these two met in Jacksonville, and 3 runs seemed like a low total. Noah Sheffield pinch hitting.
So Sheffield will start here as we saw him take over in left field.
Got the same batting stance as his dad.
As he hasn't been in the lineup as much. That consistency with the order. A great mustache, too. There's a 1-1 pitch. Costa fouled off. I've probably seen his dad's rookie card photo with the Brewers probably 1,000 times. Here's Sheffield. A 1-2 pitch from Costa. For North Florida, we've seen Hendry tonight. Started the game, went 3 innings, inning and a third from Domino. Stewart, then an inning. Costa, 3-2 here against Sheffield.
Sheffield's going to want to be ready to hit. Costa, maybe a breaking ball in the zone 3-2.
Sheffield has this one. Farner's there for the easy little ball to the Ospreys shortstop and UNF newcomer of the year.
Well, he had to attack some way, and right here Costa goes in with the fastball, jams him. An easy play for Farner for out number 1.
That's what you're looking for. Here's Chase Williams. Singled last time we saw him. As Braden Dowd, his night comes to an end, as we've said that most likely the way it's going, player of the game.
You hope it's not injury related or anything. Kind of a weird point in the game to pull Braden Dowd.
Here's Chase Williams. fun series over the weekend against Notre Dame. Saturday had 4 steals. Try to keep them off the bases. Fisher and Dowd with 2 hits each. 5 Knowles with the hit tonight. 7 scattered. And Williams 2-1. Chase Williams right now after a hit tonight, 10-game hit streak. Costa. And he'll miss, and he'll give Chase Williams a green light.
You know, Chase Williams is just waiting for a heater he can handle.
Williams ready to rip it and go, full count.
I think we all know what Williams wanted to do with that swing. He wanted to send that one over varsity lane, maybe into the Atlantic Ocean. Now 3-2.
Williams stay alive here. The Ospreys pitchers tonight, 5 strikeouts. Hendry had 2 as a starting arm.
It's my
Will Anderson got a big cheer. 3-2 incoming. And he'll get a strikeout there. Costa's second of the evening goes right at Chase Williams.
And listen to this crowd for UNF right now. The Ospreys trying to mount a comeback, and I tell you what, these pitchers are doing their job. John Costa not afraid. You can see Williams frustrated as another fastball by him. Costa handling the top of the order.
Here's Hunter Carnes. Carnes, local product. Trying to show off in front of family for sure. We saw him down and to our left. Oh for 3 with the strikeout tonight. Carnes 3 for 5 in his last midweek game.
John Costa is loving that fastball right now, and that fastball loving him back. It's working to perfection right now when he finds it in the zone.
For a 2-1 pitch, Hunter Carnes, he'll take, and right now Costa, this is his stadium.
I tell you what, you might think he'd go with that splitter here, try to get him to chase low, but I got a feeling they're going right back to that fastball.
For Costa. (3-2). Again for all 3 Seminoles in this inning. Carnes. Foul that off. So similar at bat to Chase Williams. He struck out. Sheffield had the little bloop over to Farner at short. Fun crowd tonight. Hunter Carnes, local product, playing in his hometown. Florida State DH. And that'll be a walk well inside.
Nice job by Carnes there, working that at bat, fouling a couple pitches off, and earns himself a walk.
So we had mentioned those free passes earlier. That was one of the things that we saw pop up in Tallahassee. That'll be the 3rd one tonight. Shamela. Huge opportunity for the catcher right here as he's got one on with 2 outs on the board. Similar to Cards, waiting for one to rip. 5 hits over the weekend against Notre Dame, 6 runs batted in. He's been on a tear lately. From Costa, here's Farner. Dump off there to Collins, and they get the force out there as Carnes gets out, making his way to second. We'll take a stretch here in the 7th. Return for the Ospreys, White, Benjamin, and Toberman after this quick break. Down to the mound, home half of the 7th year. Florida State 3, North Florida 1. Glad you're with us here for ESPN Plus, and it's still O'Leary who's out there for Florida State. And we most recently saw him striking out Boone Hosey. We talked about it during the break on a pitch that really Hosey needs to swing at in a big spot. You can't take those.
Yeah, and we've seen UNF be passive again at the plate today where you just can't be. That's 8 strikeouts for the Ospreys in this game through 6 innings. Too many of them looking. And right there, Boone Hosey with a runner aboard. He represents the tying run. Got to get your bat off the shoulder there. And for UNF, they're going to need to be more aggressive in these final few innings. You're not going to win this game drawing walks. Now, walks will help, but you got to get those walks in with a base hit.
Absolutely. Try and get that first guy on. We've seen the Ospreys do that twice tonight through 6 innings. And so it'll be Carter White here, who's 1 for 2 this evening. Had a base hit with the single, took 1 pitch and sent it to the outfield all the way back in the 2nd.
I tell you what, if there's a guy who could really provide a spark for this Ospreys team, it'd be Carter White.
Center fielder who has played really well in midweek games. Crushed it last week against the Rattlers. Fall behind 1 and 2. Feel like you're always going to get a quality at bat from Carter White.
Even in a 1-2 count, I'm feeling something big here.
Very patient too, and Gio Gomez. So White, Benjamin on deck, and then we'll see Jackson Toberman.
They moved him up in the order. It's normally been around 6, but he's deserved that bump in the lineup.
Pitch from O'Leary. And there's a strikeout again. Back to back, and you take down some big North Florida bats.
Well, I said I was feeling something big there. It ended up just being a big swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch there from O'Leary. Drops that breaking ball, pulls the string.
And there comes Sean Benjamin. 0 for 2 this evening with the strikeout. So he'll try and open things up for North Florida, ready to rip it and go. O'Leary, just a very quick worker, and just like that, it's 0-2. That one again. You talked about the movement on these pitches. It's been outstanding. Florida State, they've got plenty of arms. So we've got Will Picarini down there. What's up, Will? How are you? I think it's his last game of the season with us. Always appreciate the hardworking students and interns, former students that come back. It's 1-2 for Sean Benjamin. O'Leary's pitch, ball 2.
Might have clipped the zone there. That's one that Benjamin takes a risk, taking with 2 strikes. Could have easily been another strikeout looking.
Benjamin, swing, foul territory in front of Florida State's dugout.
And Joe Mercadante's told me he's not a guy who minds strikeouts as much as most coaches, but it's the ones where you got runners on, like in the 6th, that keeps him up.
O'Leary's pitch. Benjamin, and that's well out of play.
I will say, though, when the strikeouts start adding up like they have been for UNF, starting with that Stetson series, they probably start to get to you a little more than they normally do, as this is an offense that has quite suddenly gone really cold.
2-2 again for Sean Benjamin. O'Leary has this one back to the mound. He's able to block it there. Play by the catcher. And Benjamin's going to head over to second. Benjamin diving in. He'll make it to second base after some pandemonium.
So much happening on this play. So we start with a collision with the pitcher. O'Leary looks to hopefully, he's reaching for the rosin bag now. Looks like he's okay. So we start with the comebacker, and now Link Jarrett's out to argue something. He's arguing that Vic Carell called him out at first base, which he did.
He did.
When he was not out at first base. I think he was checking to make sure why that call was made. I think Carell just punched him early.
I think so too. But Link Jarrett, I mean, saying did he follow through on that full strike?
He's trying to say if you call it, you got to call it.
Are we going to have to go to review and see if he fully went?
So I think maybe he's arguing that you have to overturn it by review. Or maybe Link Jarrett's trying to see did that ball come out after applying a tag at the glove? I don't.
We'll try and get word.
I'm very confused by this. And
what a sequence. Baseball, I feel like every game there's something new.
That was one of the sequences of all time, Richard.
As we've got some of our SIDs up there, some student athletes up there. Great night for some baseball, and right now some confusion mixed in.
See, you can see the throw down to first, which I think Benjamin would have beat. It hits Benjamin's foot. Is he maybe trying to argue that Benjamin was in the baseline and blocked it? Is my guess. Did Benjamin...
That would make
was
the most
he out
sense.
of the baseline, that ball hit him, and therefore...
Yeah, hit the bottom of the left foot.
I'm actually really disappointed in myself that it took me that long to figure out that was the argument.
Well, we had to get the right angle and everything. Awesome crowd, though, here tonight at Harmon Stadium. Here in the 7th, Florida State 3, North Florida 1. As we'll see if we can get another look at that.
Now that we know what we're looking for, is Benjamin, does he trail into the... He might have an argument. Is that left foot crossover? That's going to be close.
Yeah, as we've got production looking at some different angles for us and everything that could be happening right there. Wild stuff here in this 7th inning.
And
so we saw the review and everything with that Mitchell Collins play earlier.
The umpires are back out on the field, and let's see, he is safe. So I think just really too close there to overturn.
So big opportunity here for North Florida with a man at second now. There's Sean Benjamin. UNF Freshman of the Year named last night. And here comes Jackson Toberman. He's got a big chance to redeem himself.
And if you're Toberman, you need to make sure the moment doesn't get to you. We've seen him chasing outside the strike zone. O'Leary's probably going to get him to try to chase the breaking ball. Don't bite. And you wonder if Toberman right now is just kind of in his head. And that's a fastball right down the middle. And you get into a slump where you're striking out a lot, and you start worrying about, I don't want to chase, and then you hesitate, and that's what happens.
So 0 for 2 with bare strikeouts tonight. Sent down to one knee. Five hits this month for Jackson Toberman. 0-2 here against O'Leary. He had a 4 RBI game over in Tallahassee. That's called for a ball.
It's a great pitch that you can't take with 2 strikes. Should have been strike 3, and Link Jarrett's out there. He knows it was strike 3.
Upset with Shannon
Oh, and now
Jernigan.
Benjamin's breaking for third.
And Benjamin.
And now Brad Wilkerson is angry, saying they never called time. So we've got 2 coaches yelling now.
And now Mercadante is going to come out. There's Wilkerson, 45.
Link Jarrett is in the face right now of Vic Carell, and they are sending Benjamin back. No, are they keeping him at third? Now Joe Mercadante's yelling. Was it ever a dead ball? I mean, it never got thrown back to the pitcher. I didn't see time signaled.
And so he's heading back to second. As he and McCulley, they're talking right now. You can see that they're smiling and talking a little bit close to second base. One and two here for Toberman at Harmon Stadium. 2-run lead for Florida State. O'Leary's pitch. Ball 2.
And you can see Benjamin breaking here. Jarrett was walking back to the dugout. Yeah, I wouldn't give that.
And Toberman will strike out looking his 3rd K of the night.
And Toberman's got to be careful now. And Mercadante's going to go out and yell. That one was high, Richard.
So you can see head coach Joe Mercadante saying, "Are you kidding me?" And Joe Mercadante may get tossed.
I think he's upset, saying he was pointing over at the Florida State dugout as if to say, Link Jarrett talked you into that after they didn't get the high strike call earlier. That was a strike. Now that's the first time I've really seen him call that one. That was not a strike. Now it was a good frame, I think, from Schmela, give him credit, but yeah, that ball was high above the strike zone. And it wasn't necessarily close either.
So here's the Toberman reaction and replay.
You can see that one was well above the belt. That's one if I wonder if Jernigan knew he was wrong, because most times you see the player tossed after that.
And now we'll see a mound visit here for Florida State. Do they change up their arms? Well, what a sequence we've had over the last few minutes, Noah.
Those of you who like everything else that comes with baseball, you're seeing it this inning. Folks, get back during the next commercial break. So you can see Toberman still upset in the dugout for good reason too, but yeah, that's... Hey, next commercial break, pop a bag of popcorn. We got a new pitcher coming in now. Sit back. This thing's far from over. I got a feeling there's more coming too.
And we'll see here Ben Barrett, the senior, 6'4" from Orlando.
Ben Barrett, low 90s fastball, slider, changeup. He will mix in there. Lefties hitting 333 against him. Righties 222. Mixes in that changeup more against lefties. Going to stick his sliders, his primary pitch against right-handed batters like Ordonez, who's due up. That fastball 30% of the time. Opponents hitting 267 against him this year.
And here's a big spot for Ordonez. Red-shirted at Florida State. Tensions are high, and he's got a huge spot here in a tight ball game.
I tell you what, Richard, I didn't say this because these are big no-nos in the booth, but I was thinking to myself in between innings, this has been a really uneventful game, and it's moving very fast. Obviously, you cannot say that in the booth until after it happens. Yeah, the 7th inning. Wow.
Oh, it's been a lot. So Barrett here, we saw him against North Florida about 2 months ago. He did give up 2 runs, a couple of walks, and only threw 11 pitches. So North Florida may be able to muster something here with Ordonez. Back-to-back innings with reviews. Barrett's first pitch for a ball. Etwaru trying to fire up that bullpen. We won't see him tonight. Barrett's second pitch is the exact same one, I think, that struck out Toberman.
You know, Toberman's in the dugout right now going, see?
Rotsuo, Ordonez.
Great take there from Ordonez. This crowd's getting antsy.
Oh, everybody's starting to lean forward, start rocking in their chair. A 3-0 pitch. And Ordonez is going to walk there with the new pitcher.
How about this moment coming up for Drew Buchanan, the freshman? Hit by a pitch last time, flew out.
The third baseman, number 17.
might be the biggest moment he's faced in his young career.
For sure. Gets a start tonight against Florida State. We saw him against Tallahassee. Did not start, but had a pinch hit at bat. Home run 1 week ago against Florida A&M. He's got 2 on here as a 9 batter and starting third baseman.
Nearly got him again.
And you've seen too, Noah, that Buchanan's been a lot more patient, definitely growing into his first year as an Osprey.
That he is. That's 6 in a row coming out of the bullpen from Ben Barrett. They're starting the ball 7 chant.
Yeah, and we'll see a visit here.
This does not feel like your typical ACC versus ASUN midweek, Richard.
No, it does not at all. And I can see a lot of the Florida State fans are all getting those jittery legs and, you know, tapping their foot.
I tell you what, if FSU gets out of this inning, that side's going to explode. Whoever wins this inning, all momentum is going to that side. If UNF can get a run home, things get really interesting here.
Oh, for sure.
And meanwhile, let's all calm our senses with a puppy.
Well, there's been so much aggression and hostility over the last 20 minutes. You need a puppy dog.
Exactly.
Buchanan here after that mound visit facing Barrett. 2-0 pitch. And there's a strike. Drew Buchanan. And he'll foul that one off. Shmela, taking that right off the mask.
2-2, freshman at the plate. Got to be nervous right now. Barrett just throwing a couple strikes. It might be tough to tell him, hey, throw a ball here. But I feel like you got to try to give him to chase.
Barrett's 2-2 pitch. Buchanan, this one. And it'll be Sheffield there for the fly out. So North Florida, some craziness, some antics here in the 7th. We'll take a timeout. 8th inning moments away. Florida State 3, North Florida 1.
An osprey in the wild can migrate 160,000 miles in its lifetime. We humans don't fly like that, but soaring is still in our nature. That's why we converge at the University of North Florida. North is a crossing between bright skies and brighter futures, knowing wherever you go from here, you'll soar. Onward, upward, toward your true north.
Here at Harmon Stadium, midweek baseball, you always get something for a new baseball game. Seminoles and Ospreys, the away side with a 2-run lead. At Noah for North Florida, they're going to head to the bullpen for a new arm.
Devin Diggs into the game for UNF. Got a fastball 90-93 with a curveball and slider. Occasionally will throw a changeup in there, but mostly going to stick to those 3 main pitches. That fastball, curveball, slider. Fastball's got really good run on it. An electric arm for the freshman. He's been roughed up, though, a little bit lately, Richard, and had an uncharacteristic performance against Stetson in which he walked 2 in his lone inning of work. Has allowed at least one earned run each of his last 3 appearances.
Well, that seemed like, Noah, his toughest outing against the Hatters over the weekend. Just very uncharacteristic.
That it has been, because throughout the entire year, he's been reliable for UNF and really earned his spot in the back end of the bullpen. Says a lot about a freshman that it's a 2-run game against Florida State, and they're throwing him in the top of the 8th inning.
Absolutely. Here's Delamalier to start things off. Batters 5, 6, and 7 for Florida State. As Delamalier reached on an error, did score a run. That was just 2 innings ago. The St. Augustine native facing Diggs, and Diggs with strike 1.
Well, UNF only down by 2. They got the top of the lineup coming up. But they need a quiet inning here.
Delamalier for his second pitch, and he went.
Surprised there wasn't an appeal on that one.
For 0-2. Devin Diggs, Osprey's pitcher.
94 on that fastball. When you see him step on the mound, 6'0", 165, 94 is not what you're expecting.
No. Well, like you said, he's been electric all season. Another 0-2, incoming from Diggs.
Well, the good news for Devin Diggs is that probably would have been a runner on first had Delamalier swung at that. When it kicked away from Ordonez, he wouldn't have got him.
One, two. Delamalier hitting 5th in this lineup. Back-to-back balls. Delamalier. And he'll work himself a full count. First time he's had one tonight. Three-two. Diggs with the payoff. And this one through the hole over in the left field. And Delamalier with a base knock. He gets his first hit of the night.
Well, he knew he was going to get a fastball there, and he was ready for it. Brody Delamalier rips one through the left side of the infield, that 5-6 hole. And the Seminoles with a leadoff base runner in the 8th.
So a tough spot here for Diggs. You've got a shortstop and Gabe Frazier. A single and a walk tonight. Starts with strike 1. He did it the first time facing Delamalier. Cal Fisher on deck. Diggs back over to first. Fun crowd. A lot of that stress still leaking into this 8th inning. It's a ball, and I feel like Delamalier might have had some time. No reason to really push it, though, with no outs.
Yeah, and you weren't expecting that ball to kick off the home plate umpire either, which kind of changed things. I think Ordonez would have had him pretty easily had that not happened, and he had gone.
For Diggs' pitch. Comes right at him, 1-2.
Well, do you stick with that fastball and not mess around, or do you try to bury a slider as we've seen him do a couple times to Delamalier?
Gabe Frazier. Florida State shortstop. He'll take to even things up. Trying to reach base for the third time tonight. Diggs here. Pitch number 12. And he'll get a strikeout there against Gabe Frazier, who's been a massive X factor for Florida State.
Diggs going right to the heater. Can't touch this.
That's what you want to see from number 19. Bring him in, and here's Cal Fisher. Fisher, a couple of base knocks here tonight. We saw that key double coming in the 5th.
Santiago Ordonez got some jokes. Had Diggs cracking up as he went back to the plate. Cal Fisher's having himself a good night. 2 for 3. Single and a double.
Has played well against North Florida this year. Diggs trying to shake off the last 2 or 3 outings. Coming off a strikeout. There's really no let up with this Florida State lineup. And you've got Eli Putnam, who's next with a huge bat. Fisher. He'll strike this one over to right for Gio Gomez. And he'll make that throw back to first, a little bit wide. The fly out by Fisher and some good work by Diggs.
Well, that nearly got interesting there. Delamolier was going for second, and he was a little late to make that move back to first. Obviously, a lot of momentum when you're stealing second. Throw a little bit offline from Gomez. He doesn't have the strongest arm out there.
Now it's Eli Putnam. He's been able to get some runs batted in his last couple of times up, and Diggs whizzes it right by him.
You know what a hitter's not expecting, 0-0? A slider right down the middle. Especially the way he's throwing the fastball.
An RBI his last 2 times up for Eli Putnam. This time he won't be chasing. Won't get fooled again. Diggs back over to first. For Florida State tonight, 8 hits. North Florida's been held to 4. Delamolier over at first base after a leadoff single. Diggs' pitch right there, 1-2, and the freshman continues to wow. He's trying to get out of this inning. Eli Putnam. And Putnam, this one over to left. It's going to be for extra bases. Delamolier rounding third. He's going to head on home, dive in for Florida State. Now a 4-1 lead.
I don't know if you can call that a dive as much as a tumble, but hey, he touches home, so it counts the same. Diggs leaves that slider up, and Putnam does damage with it. I think a good throw to the cutoff might have gotten Delamolier, as that was an aggressive send, but a run comes home and some insurance for the Noles.
The 12th extra base hit this year for Eli Putnam.
Third RBI of the game.
Yeah, 3 straight times he has done it. So big factor there, especially batting eighth. McCulley awaits the second pitch.
The other part about that for Putnam is he's just kept it simple and he's done his job. You know, you got a runner on third your first time up, no one behind him, nobody out, just a ground ball gets the job done. That's what he did. The other time, sac fly at the minimum. That's what he did. With 2 outs, a runner on first, puts his A swing on, and every time he's gone up there and he's just done his job. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, it's been perfect. And you mentioned, taking that spot of Miles Bailey. Here's Diggs.
And listen, you're not going to be Miles Bailey. He's a rare breed, but if you can step up and produce the way Eli Putnam has and just be the best version of Eli Putnam, I know that's coach speak, but he's been absolutely huge tonight.
It's 2-2.
Could argue he's been the difference with his 3 RBIs.
Yeah, really, he and Dowd, they've been shining stars tonight. Fisher also with 2 hits for a 2-2. Diggs, a pitch, full count for Carter McCulley.
But kind of going back to that, what stands out is he's not trying to do too much. He's not trying to be Miles Bailey. And that's kind of where I was going with all that.
For a payoff. Devin Diggs will throw back to second and gets the pickoff move. Wow, what a way as he throws out Eli Putnam at second base. Let's see it again.
How about that? And they're going to go to review this. Florida State has 1 more left, and they might, that's close. Looking at that one, Putnam thought he was out.
Try and read his lips right there, so they'll review it.
Oh, I thought he said, probably.
So we'll take another look.
I don't know if he thought he was out or if he was frustrated with the call. Normally, if a guy thinks he's safe, he stays on second.
This is true, yeah. I think he felt like he was out and just like, Now, for Florida State, they'll stay here in town, so they don't need to head back immediately for Tallahassee. So we'll have a review ongoing, as we've seen it 2 other times tonight. We saw Mitchell Collins on that play in the 6th inning, and then the review again with Sean Benjamin. Here's that same look.
From that angle, I think he is in there, but at the same time, that doesn't show you as well when he makes contact with the base. The question is it going to be indisputable? We don't have that angle from center field that shows us exactly when he made contact. That angle looks like he's in. But at the same time, if his hand comes in front of the base, it can appear as if he touched it earlier than he did.
Yeah, and that indisputable, too. That's going to be the big one. So checking right now on the review for Eli Putnam getting back to second. Diggs had the pickoff move. It's definitely a close one. Our 3rd play under review tonight. And most everybody is sticking around, too, as we near 9 o'clock.
As they should be. They come back and rule that he is safe at second base.
So our angles were just enough on it. And Diggs will have to stay out there.
Long time to wait for a payoff pitch.
Carter McCulley trying to get bookend base hits. He's struck out the last 2 times.
He's going to get 1 warm-up. Strike 3.
We can only wish. So 3-2 as we return. Carter McCulley. Along that review, Eli Putnam was safe at second after the Collins tag. Pitcher Devin Diggs. And the strikeout gets him looking, and you just foreshadowed it, Noah. McCulley strikes out for the third time tonight. Devin Diggs, a trot back to the dugout.
Diggs stops the bleeding. Putnam adds some insurance. 4-1 Seminoles.
We'll see a lefty come in here for the bottom of the eighth for Florida State. It'll be number 27, Kevin Meeble.
Meeble entering for the Seminoles. 6-0-2-0-2 out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Meeble about 89-93 from the left side. It's tough coming from a southpaw. 77 with that curveball, about 78-81 with the slider. Lefties and righties hitting exactly the same 200 against Meeble this year. Heavily reliant on that fastball and slider against lefties. Will use that changeup more than the slider against righties. As Meeble trying to keep it where it is, this could very well be the last opportunity for UNF to really make a big divot here in this lead. Top of the order, a crooked number seems like a necessity for UNF to win this game.
Oh, absolutely. You've got Collins, Farner, and Gomez coming up to bat. For Meeble, did not pitch in that Notre Dame series. And the Ospreys hitting more of that power. We saw Collins with the double his last time up. You need at least a repeat of getting on base.
Yeah, can't be trying to do too much here. Can't get 3 runs back with one swing, and just got to work the count, get on base, and third baseman Fisher is expecting a bunt.
Collins here, as this will be to center, and there it is for Williams. 1 pitch and 1 out. That one definitely stings. You feel like all that wind you had at your back is now almost gone.
Yeah, UNF's had their opportunities, that's for sure. And the Ospreys hoping the last one hasn't passed.
There's Farner, swings at the first pitch, and he's ready to go over the batting cages again.
There's definitely, no matter the result of this, there's going to be quite a few what-ifs for UNF.
Farner tonight, 0 for 3. Come back too, is he had that deep fly out back in the first.
Had the sac fly last time up, and on that play was one of the what-ifs. What if Collins slid? Would he have been able to score that inning, as it would have been third base with 1 out, first and third?
Definitely feel like it would not be 4-1 right now. There's Farner. This one over to first base, and Eli Putnam will call off his pitcher, and there's another out.
Even then, I circled the second inning earlier. Back-to-back singles after a quiet 1-2-3 tossed by Hendry. You get back-to-back singles bottom of the second inning, and you're unable to get anyone home after leading off the inning like that. And even then, after you get a strikeout looking on a good pitch to hit with a runner in scoring position in the sixth, just UNF didn't have a ton of opportunities tonight, but they were there.
There's Gio Gomez for North Florida. Last time we saw him, he was hit by a pitch, then stole a base.
Even last inning in the seventh, you get runners on first and second, nobody home.
Mabel looking good, 1-1 for Gomez. Florida State on their seventh arm. As this one will be to center there, and coming in just shallow and a little bit to the left there is Williams on the fly out. So Meeple comes in a 1-2-3 inning against the Ospreys, top of the order. We head to the ninth inning for Florida State. They'll be at the top when we come back. The bullpen has been one of the bright spots for North Florida this year, and we'll see more of that pen. So Devin Diggs, his night comes to an end, and the Ospreys will hand it off to Brandon Adams.
Brandon Adams has been electric this season, has established himself as the closer for UNF, and what more can we really say about him at this point for the Ospreys? Time and time again, he shows up, and the confidence that he pitches with right now and the emotion, it's fun to watch.
Oh, it really is. You see his numbers all right there, but they don't speak to the volumes of energy and excitement that he comes in, and you just know you're going to get consistency and fiery effort.
29 innings pitched, 2.73 ERA, struck out 44 batters in those 29 innings.
And back to the top, here's Sheffield, who took over playing in left field. He's at the top of the order in place of Dow.
I'm actually really excited to see how this stuff plays against FSU. And this lineup, it played right there.
Now 1-1. Chase Williams on deck, and then if it stays true, we'll see Carnes after that.
The other thing that Adams has done a really nice job of this year is limiting walks. Just all around, great season.
Sheffield with the big cut, 2-2.
Can't say that was a conservative swing. Gonna have to shorten up with 2 strikes.
He had 2 hits the first time against North Florida. Season high 4 runs batted in. He's done that twice this year. The other time was against Mercer. Sheffield. And he'll pop this one unplayable.
Brandon Adams has gone 7 straight appearances without allowing a run. Only 3 of his appearances this year, he has surrendered a run. 2/3 scoreless against FSU.
And Sheffield, that one high for a ball and take his base. So the leadoff man is on with Sheffield over at first.
Well, if he does give up a run here, I will 100% let Adams blame me, because not only do I start off with he's done a great job limiting walks this year, but scoreless appearances.
That's okay. He's had a great season. Sheffield over there. Here's Chase Williams.
I don't know, Richard. I'm a believer in the announcer's jinx.
All right.
It gets to
He'll
a point.
forgive you.
I don't know. Have you seen that guy after a big strikeout?
That's true. Yeah, that is true. You have the height on him, don't you?
Let's see. Now we're about the same. We're even there. I think he hits the gym a little more than I do.
So here's Chase Williams. You see his numbers tonight, 1 for 3. The hit came in the 5th, sack bunt in the 1st. They'll show bunt here again. Adams, it'll be taken by the third baseman, and some good work there as Buchanan takes it, but Williams, gosh, he's so quick.
That's about as good as it gets defending the hot corner. Coming in, Buchanan, an impressive play to nab Williams. Does advance Sheffield into scoring position. Second sack bunt of the game.
So here comes Hunter Carnes, a DH. As Williams talks to Carnes, and we'll see it again here on that throw.
I hope he's okay. It looks like he came up a little awkward. Reached out, extending that left leg. And this is an FSU team that's just been plagued by injury this year. And he's been a big guy to step up for them in recent weeks.
This is Carnes, walked in the 7th. That's on a 3-2 count. Coming at him is Adams, 0-2.
Adams, right at him.
See, are you trying to do what I did with Foster Apple over the weekend?
I forget what you did there.
Adams Apple.
Ah. No, I was more just pointing out, you said Adams coming right at him.
Say it 3 times fast.
Adams coming right at him.
That was once. 1-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play.
Adams coming right at him. Adams coming right at him. Adams coming right at him. I hope you enjoyed that, ESPN Plus.
You did it. 9 hits tonight for the Seminoles, as they've scored runs in 4 separate innings, just 1 apiece. No crooked numbers tonight. There's Carnes, awaits a 1-2, and he'll go down looking and turns around and walks back in disgust.
Adams coming right at him with 2 strikes. Takes that slider, upper inside quadrant of the zone, freezes Carnes.
And the best reaction was that young man to the left of your screen wearing garnet. Here in the night. Shmela. Tough night for him, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Had been raking prior to this game. Owns 5 multi-hit games this season. He'll see a 2-0. Shmela trying to get on base for the first time tonight. 8 runs batted in over the last 4 games. Cleanup hitter will take. Noah Sheffield at second, following the leadoff walk. And did go around right there, 3-2. Another big pitch coming up. We saw something similar with Sheffield. And a swing and a miss, big strikeout. Heads down to first, and Brandon Adams with a strong ninth inning gives up a leadoff walk to Sheffield. Let's see it again.
Florida State, meet Brandon Adams. Coming right at him.
Here in this bottom of the ninth for North Florida, as we'll see the seventh pitcher, as it's Meeble, who we saw in that last inning. Pretty quick work. Got Collins, Farner, and Gomez. And have the heart of the order. We'll see Boone Hosey, Carter White, and Sean Benjamin. For North Florida, they've been kept in check. As you see, just 3 hits.
I will say, though, for the offense, it hasn't been a good showing. But look at the way this pitching has turned around since the last time they faced the number 8 team in the country. And how it's developed throughout the year. This is a great illustration of this team versus February, where really that pitching staff, they didn't have an idea of what that rotation was going to look like. They had one starter locked in. That was Dakota Stone. They were using openers for every other game. Bullpen roles, nothing carved out, not even a closer. Now you get to this point of the season. Last time they faced Florida State, 14 runs they allowed. This time just 4. And it's allowed them to hang in there with the number 8 team in the country. An offense that has been performing really well. They just slaughtered Notre Dame.
Well, we were talking about it before we hopped on air tonight, that was their best hitting series since that Miles Bailey injury, and they look like a very powerful team.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and act like this would be the same lineup if Miles Bailey was in it. It certainly has changed a little bit since UNF last saw Florida State, but still the way these pitchers have come out and attacked, only 3 walks from this, or 4 walks, excuse me, from UNF tonight compared to a much larger number against FSU the first time around. And just the way that these guys have come in and competed and went on the attack against this team. It's impressive stuff.
It is. Meeble here for a 2-2 for Boone Hosey. Out of play.
And it just goes back to what we were talking about this past weekend and what Parker Banks has done with this group. The different guys that are either newcomers and having great years, freshmen that have stepped up, or guys like Brandon Adams who have reached new levels that they hadn't been at before.
Another 2-2, and Hosey there works it to a full count. And to Noah, you're going to need that pitching down in Fort Myers this weekend against an always electric, always powerful Eagles lineup.
Listen, there's nothing more important in the postseason than pitching.
3-2, Hosey. This one's sky high as it's over on the right. We lose a ball cap and reach for it there, and that's probably the most oohs and ahs we've had all evening.
At least since the bottom of the 7th.
That's true, yeah. Delam Lear over there and right. I guess play without a challenge or review involved, or a coach arguing.
An actual baseball play.
Here's Carter White for North Florida. He steps up 1 for 3 tonight. Nine hits this year in midweek games for Carter White. Lately has been your everyday center fielder.
The other part about pitching too for UNF is how about the way their midweek pitching has improved in the past few weeks.
Well, I just think back to Bethune-Cookman. There's White. We'll see his second ball.
And this was a team at the start of the season in a midweek. Felt like they were going to have to score double digits anytime they went out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday to win a game.
Oh, you're right. No, you felt like you had to put up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and maybe a field goal.
There's 2-2 for Carter White. Looking for his second hit tonight. Facing Meeble. And he'll go down swinging, and 2 outs for the Noles. Here's a strikeout White.
And on the other side for the Seminoles, as Meeble just blows that fastball by him on the inside corner. This is an FSU team that had hit a skid. They lost 4 in a row and have responded now, about to tally their 5th win in a row. Big sweep at home and a win over Stetson last week, and now felt like they were challenged today by UNF, the top team in the A-Sun, and with a lot going on in this game, especially in the late innings.
Here's Jackson Schraft, who we've seen over this past weekend, playing some of his best baseball over the last week. Got back-to-back starts over the weekend against the Hatters, and he'll have a 2-0 count.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back in the lineup again against FGCU. He's a guy that can fill so many different spots for UNF, as well as versatility on the field, left field, center field, first base. He might have played right as well this year.
Yeah, definitely somebody who can play almost every position right there, the junior.
And he's been much better at the plate in recent games with his new approach and simplified swing.
11 strikeouts tonight, thrown by Florida State's arms. A 2-2 for Schraft, and he rips this one over in the Cook corner for Jackson Schraft. He's not ready for the night to end just yet. He has himself a stand-up double.
Jackson Schraft, the way he has responded, had a great weekend against Stetson, and that's the best swing UNF has had maybe all night. Rips a double down the left field line. Don't want to speak too soon, but hey, tying runs on deck.
And we'll get some time called, so Toberman up to bat. Schraft with just his second double of the season.
Well, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Another arm.
I tell you what, they got some quick hooks at FSU.
Just a little different for those Power 4 teams. When you can trot out a lot of arms. As we've got the crew hanging out there. Great to see everybody. Some UNF fans, some diehards for sure. With this Noles mound visit here in this 9th inning with 1 on for North Florida, 2 down. And Meeble getting spoken to at the moment. And so they'll make that point, and the change coming up for Florida State, and we'll take a quick timeout as well. 4-1 here in the 9th. Keep it tuned right here to ESPN Plus. We'll be right back. pitcher for Florida State, as we'll see the Jensen Beach native and Chris Kinnear.
Chris Kinnear, low 90s fastball, curveball, high 70s slider in the low to mid 80s. Got a changeup as well. Kinnear closed down that first game against UNF, trying to do the same here. So you take a look at the numbers on Kinnear this season. Big fastball slider guy. That changeup, his fourth pitch. Appeared twice against Notre Dame. On Saturday, went a third of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, but no runs. And on Sunday, 2 scoreless with 2 strikeouts for Kinnear.
Just needs 1 right here for Jackson Toberman. Last time we saw him, it was a lot of frustration in that 7th inning. Struck out looking, but it's been just another tough night for the Ospreys first baseman.
Yes, it has, and we'll see right here if maybe he can channel that anger into something good. Or you don't want him to try to do too much, though, as I feel like he's been doing a lot of lately.
So Schraft, his second double of the year. He stands at second base. New pitcher as Kinnear in for Florida State here in the 9th. Five hits in April for Toberman. There's that movement we've seen all night long from Florida State's arms.
Great pitch there, right at the bottom of the zone. Could set up to try to get him to chase even lower after seeing a strike.
1-1, fouled off. As a lot of Seminoles fans up on their feet.
I'd be shocked if this one isn't in the dirt.
Toberman. We called it right there. Florida State's arms tonight, 11 strikeouts. For 2-2. Kinnear. The pitch. And Toberman goes down swinging, and Florida State will win on this Tuesday night as they hold the Ospreys to just 4 hits and 5 hits and 1 run.
Well, for the Seminoles, it may not have been their prettiest midweek win of all time, but it was a gritty one, and they get the job done and win their 5th straight.
That they do. Well, they get those 9 hits. They see a ton of arms that they did not throw this weekend, get a few innings under their belt, and get a victory. And, you know, they had 3 guys really shine tonight, but we both agreed on tonight's player of the game.
And our player of the game is Eli Putnam. We talked about it earlier. He didn't try to do too much. Every time he came up to the plate, he did exactly what he was supposed to do, finding ways to drive runs in. 3 runs was the difference in this game. He drove in 3, and each of the last 3 as well on a ground-out sac fly, and then that double that you see right there. Eli Putnam, your player of the game on this fine April 21st evening.
As there he is, number 26. He'll go over to the huddle. And for Florida State, definitely a team to be reckoned with. I feel like they're finding their bats. They've got some good arms, and you know, they're going to be a fun team to watch.
That they are, and I feel like the difference this year from their past couple teams is their pitching's a little deeper, and that bullpen has performed much better this season. We saw that bullpen on full display. This was a bullpen game from Florida State. They go out and shut down Osprey's offense has been one of the better groups in the A-Sun.
No doubt. As we'll keep an eye on this North Florida team. They'll be on the road this weekend at FGCU. Great work from the entire crew tonight. Glad you were with us. Just over 3 hours and 15 minutes of game time here at Harmon Stadium. So for Noah Schlicks-Up, I'm Richard Miller saying so long from Harmon here in Jacksonville, Florida, where the 8th-ranked Florida State Seminoles take down the North Florida Ospreys 4-1 All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.